Today we will talk about 18 FT 704, that is garment testing, performance and sustainability. And here we will start with unit 1, that is essential elements of garment testing. Now when we are talking about the garment testing, first point which comes here, so what is the importance of garment testing? So in lesson 1 we will talk about garment testing and its importance. Now if we see the necessity of garment testing, then we can also observe that different testing methodologies are there. Testing can be of some initial type testing, that is preliminary testing, wherein the construction of the material is getting judged or the identification of the material is getting judged. Then the durability comes into the picture and colorfastness comes into the picture, and in advanced stage of testing restricted substances are getting judged. So these are the areas actually we will cover in the garment testing. Also we will talk about different test protocols in the forthcoming different sessions, and we will see the different testing, how it is involved in the garment and their applications. Now when we receive some garment for testing, the first job we have to do is the level verification. So different levels are used in the garment, so verification of those levels are important. Then comes country of origin, from which country this has been originated, and country of origin differs and it talks about which country actually this has been produced, whether it is India, whether it is Vietnam or China, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, etc. So that is the country of origin that goes into this label. Then comes the fiber content, which fiber actually has been used in the garment. So that is getting judged here. Copyright verification is another area that is getting judged in the label. And also we will see the registration number, okay, the size of this registration number, and you can see in this particular figure that how fiber registration number and then labels will be there, and different care instructions are there. So these are all part of the label verifications. Then the staff label also is there, staffed articles label, that is also there. So different labels are used there also. Now if we see that different labels, we have to judge or identify the labels, what for it is there. Just for example, the care labeling, different symbols are used in the care labeling to understand what is the wash instruction into it. So these are the different labeling. Here we can see that labels are there in the garment, and we have to identify the fiber. So how to identify the fiber? We have to do certain tests, that is called the identification test, and this is done through fiber analysis. So fiber analysis can be of microscopic type, and another type is that confirmation test by chemical testing. So these are the two different areas are covered into this fiber analysis. Yarn size, very important, that what is the count of the yarn, how many plies were used in the yarn which is there in the fabric and in turn into the garment. Then comes the fabric count. Fabric count is nothing but the threads per inch, or we can say that how the fabric has been constructed. So how many ends are there per inch, or how many peaks are there per inch in the fabric construction. Now fabric weight is also very important. It also depends upon the weave, depends upon the yarn. So different weights are there for different fabric, and we classify them as lightweight fabric or medium weight fabric or heavyweight fabric. So these are different classifications. Then we go into the washability part. If we wash the garment, what will happen? So that is called the washability of the garment. And in washability, we talk about dimensional stability, that warp wise and weft wise or lengthwise or width wise, how much the garment is stable after washing. That is, that how much shrinkage is there after washing or how much growth is there. Then we also see the appearance after laundering. So what is the appearance? So those are the things are covered under washability. So when we talk about the dimensional stability, it is a measurable item. So we have to mark the garment accordingly, and we have to see that how much dimensional stability is there in the garment in terms of shrinkage or growth. Now appearance in laundering, when you are talking, we talk about the self staining. So different garments, it is having the different staining properties. Then skew comes into the picture. So how much the garment is skewed. Then comes peeling, that different ball formation or fuzz formation in the garment. Then comes the trim or seam durability in the garment. So when you stretch the garment, whether the seam is durable or not, that is getting judged here. Appearance in laundering also talks about different trims or compatibility of the garment, and the puckering is getting judged there. Hands also is getting judged after washing in the garment. So all these things are covered under the appearance in laundering. Then comes the strength and performance test of a garment. So different types of strength testing is there. One of them is the tensile, that is for the woven material, and these are the different kind of schematic view of the tensile testing instrument and how the material or the fabric is getting loaded or clamped into the machines, and then how it runs. So that is the tensile test. Then comes the tear test, that is also for woven material. So different garment or different fabric, they are having different tear strength properties based on the construction or what type of yarn has been used. Similar case is for the bursting, and bursting strength is normally used for the knitted garments, and it varies depending upon the fabric construction, GSM, etc. Seam strength and stretchability is very, very important. Different types of seams are used in the garment. So what is their stretchability? What is the strength of those garment in the garment, how the seam behaves? So all these things are getting judged here. An important part of garment is the pocket. So pocket strength is also very important, and different areas are there in the pocket which should be tested for the durability. So that is called the pocket strength. Then comes different type of accessories which are used in the garment like snap or zipper, and their strength is getting judged, and different strength testing areas are there in a particular zipper. So those are getting tested in this snap or zipper strength testing. Peeling is very important because it deteriorates the appearance of the garment and the pile retention for certain quality of fabric like corduroy. Now in the peeling, there are certain instruments are there by which it is getting judged how much peel formation is there in the garment, and different types of yarns are getting used. So based on the type of the yarn, the fabric is getting produced and peeling formation is there in the yarn. Normally good quality of yarn is having less peeling. Then comes the important part of this garment performance is the colorfastness test. Now what do we mean by colorfastness test? One of the figure what has been shown here, some scale has been shown here, that is called the gray scale, by which the colorfastness evaluation is done. But question comes, what are the different areas of colorfastness testing? So one is that laundering and dry cleaning. When garment is laundered or dry cleaned, so after that, what is the fastness properties? What is the result of the fastness properties? So then comes the chlorine and non-chlorine bleach. So after this chlorine or non-chlorine bleach of the garment, what is the result of the fastness property? So those are getting judged here in the chlorine and non-chlorine bleach. And these are the different symbols that we will see later also in different other lessons. So non-chlorine bleach is also used, and also chlorine bleach is used in the garment. Then comes an area where the garment or the fabric is getting rubbed. So that is called the crocking, and crocking test is done together with the light and perspiration also. So crocking, light and perspiration test can be done, and overall results can be judged into the garment. And lining or skin contact garment, it is very, very essential. Then comes ozone test, that is the colorfastness to ozone, colorfastness to burnt gas fumes. Normally for indigo and white colors, this kind of testing is getting done. So normally different type of nitrogen oxides and other burnt gas which are there. So if a fabric is getting exposed to this, so what will be the condition of the color? That is judged. And different other tests are also there in the garment, and those are the tests actually are very specific to a specific garment, like a flammability test, then the testing of pH for the washed item, then comes the azo color test. So those are the different other tests which are carried out in the garment stage. Now one of the figure what has been shown here is the flammability test, and this is a vertical flammability strength tester. Normally the children's garments are getting tested into this kind of vertical flammability tester. Now there are other types of flammability testing instrument also is there, that is called 45-degree flammability tester. Okay, so one of such figure is shown here. Now pH, how it is getting judged? Normally for the pH, washed item is getting evaluated in this case, and pH meter is normally used for this washed item. Additional tests also include different types of fabric or garment, which include infant garments, sweaters, swimwear, etc. And different additional tests are required for that purpose. Now technical outerwear or rainwater, like this figure what has been shown, water repellency, resistance, coating verification, breathability is getting checked. Infant garment, if you see that different types of infant garments are there, in those infant garments heavy metal, lead content on surface painting, coating is getting judged. Then formaldehyde content in the children's garment, very important for this. Color fastness to saliva under 36 months, and children's safety construction. Those are the things important for the review of the children's garment. Now for intimate and sleepwear, what will be the different types of intimate and sleepwear has been shown in the figure, and for them the flammability testing is very, very important. 16 CFR 1615 and 1616 is used. Then yarn slippage is getting used there. Color fastness to perspiration is also very important. Stretch and recovery for elastic band, that is also very important here. And for sweaters, there are other types of testing. Normally sweater is getting judged by the weight and also the neck stretch. Now in the case of swimwear, if you see, the very important parameter which are to be checked are color fastness to seawater, color fastness to water, or chlorinated pool water. So these are the essential color fastness test for swimwear type of garment. Then if you come to the downfill type of products used for winter seasons and other type of climatic, different type of challenging climates when it is there. Their air permeability, downproofness, then leveling, field power, turbidity, oxygen number, all these things are used. Then comes the wrinkle resistance garment. This is also a technical garment. So what are the tests required for this wrinkle free garment? Formaldehyde, because resin is getting used here, then flex aberration and durable press rating. So these are the three important factors or different type of tests involved in those garments. Now then comes the importance of the apparel testing, why apparel testing is important, and different types of regulations are there. It is important from quality point of view and safety point of view of the garment. It leads to consumer satisfaction, different standards are used for that. And performance evaluation, as already we have discussed, that colorfastness to rubbing is important there, then colorfastness to washing is important in this case. Then comes the colorfastness to water or the perspiration which is done in perspirometer. Then the colorfastness of perspiration and other items when you are testing, the testing must be done by the use of one gray scale. Evaluation should be done based on that. And performance evaluation also talks about the durability testing in terms of bursting strength tester, in terms of tear strength tester, in terms of tensile strength tester. Now summary of today's lesson 1 is that it was introductory lesson for that, and we have discussed about garment test and its importance, and in this we have started with the level verification, which is very important of a garment. Then comes the washability, then comes the colorfastness test, different type of colorfastness test we have discussed also, and finally we have discussed about the strength properties, durability properties of that, and different other physical parameters of testing. So in garment testing, the preliminary level of testing contains, these are the parameters, mainly the durability part, then colorfastness part, and the level verification part. Those three things are very important in the initial stage of garment testing. So this is the summary of this today's lesson. So thank you very much.